How are we doing, guys? Happy whatever day it is for you. I need to stop saying that because I literally start all my videos at the moment with that little saying. I hope we're all feeling good. Today, basically, I thought I'd have a bit of a fitness, foodie, exercise, motivation chat with you because I feel like I haven't done a video like that in a very long time. And yeah, I just hope that there's some things that are helpful within this video, and alongside my weekly vlogs I feel like it's a little bit of something different. So I have asked on Instagram for any questions you guys have, so I'm gonna try and get through quite a few of them that seem to come up quite often. I also decided to do it down here in the home gym because I thought if there's anything like exercise specific that people have asked, for instance like the best exercises for the glutes, or I don't know, that's just an example, I don't know if someone's actually asked that, but if there's anything like that within the questions, I can actually show you stuff. And also I was thinking I might even run up to the house and show you some like snack stuff that I'm liking, because I did see there was some snack questions in there. I wanted to keep it like my not too sit downy style because I'm not very good at them. I find them a little bit intimidating. So we're gonna try and just keep this casual, have a chat, have a cup of tea. Grab yours too while you're here, or a coffee, whatever you like, or a hot choc. And yeah, just have a nice little fitnessy chat because I haven't done it in a very long time. Let's just do it because I'm blabbing away already. Okay, so do you work out before or after eating breakfast? I always struggle with that. And that's actually something that I get asked very, very often, especially in my live workouts. I have a live workout page on Instagram. If you want to join, I'll leave the link down below. Plugging myself already. But that is something that all the girls do ask me on there quite often. But basically, I always have my breakfast first thing in the morning before I work out. There's not really a right or wrong way to do it. Some people like to work out fasted before they have any food. But personally, I feel like my tummy would just rumble the whole time and it would just feel empty. But yeah, I'm not saying it's wrong. It's not right or wrong. And whatever feels good for you. I mean, I think Niall used to do fasted cardio. I feel like cardio is a little bit easier. It's lifting weights because I just wouldn't have any energy. So maybe with cardio, I would suggest you could try it. But you know your body. What I would always say, and what I actually want to say before I go into all my answers to these questions, is these are my opinions. And there's lots of different opinions when it comes to fitness and yeah, health. I always think that everybody should just listen to their body, try different things out, and you'll work out what is best for you and your body, and what, you know, your body kind of responds to best. Just what will you, sorry. But yeah, I'd say that's answered. Okay, this is an interesting one because it's something that I was speaking about briefly in my lives. I will stop mentioning them, I promise. It's just because that's how I'm working out at the moment. I was asked how to apply progressive overload with limited equipment, e.g. 3 bands and a kettlebell, please. And that's something that I have chatted about in my lives because obviously at the moment, I mean, by the time this video is up, will the gyms be open? Yes, they will. But the whole way through lockdown, obviously people didn't really have much equipment. And so, you know, increasing your weights is quite difficult, like you would in the gym every few weeks or whatever. Something that I mentioned in my lives was what I like to do is increase the volume. So I might add a pulse to an exercise, and then I might add a pause to an exercise. So if I'm doing like a Bulgarian split squat, I never used to do this in the gym, I just do Bulgarian split squats and increase the weight. Another way that is really good to progressive overload, I think, is by, you know, you could add a pause at the bottom of the rep and hold it briefly there and then push up. And yeah, I think pauses and pulsing is a great way to add progressive overload when you're low on equipment. And I love doing things like drop sets. So one of my favorite drop sets is with Sumo Squats. Shall I show you it? It just popped in my, it was like a light bulb moment then. I don't know if you could just see it in my face. It was like, ding, let's show them. So with Sumo Squats, I often do drop sets in the gym, and I haven't done it since I've been at home because I'm fortunate to have some weights. I don't have as many weights as I would in the gym, and there's many like variation in heaviness. I'm aware that other people didn't, so when I was doing my live workouts, I didn't necessarily want to do the technique. What we did, let me show you, let's do a little demo. Started, okay, let's just say for instance, I started with my heaviest weight that I had, and then I said if you have any other weight, grab that one, and that can be your second weight. And then the last part of the drop set will just do body weight, because obviously everyone has body weight. The other thing I did say though is if you had resistance bands, so if you had a medium and a light, or if you had a heavy and a medium, you could start with the heaviest band and then drop to the medium band and then dropped to body weight. So yeah, that's just another different way of progressive overloading. We start here with 8 reps on our heaviest weight of sumo squats. Obviously this is just a specific move that I enjoy doing drop sets with. And then we'd come straight on to the next weight, which is lighter, and do more reps. And then we go onto body weight, and I often do reps till failure here, so as many reps as possible. Basil has stolen my slipper. Let me show you. Obviously just dropped it. Look at him. Go say hi. Welcome to the fitness video. He's literally the naughtiest little puppy. Oh, I'm out of breath from that fake sumo squat drop set. Okay, right. Next one. Is it possible to progress a lot without counting and being aware of calories? So I thought I'd answer this because I'm sure if you guys do know me, you might not know me, but if you do know me and you watch my videos, you'll know that I've never counted calories, even at the very start of my fitness lifestyle, which was like 6 years ago now. I've never counted calories. The only day I've counted calories, I did the 10,000 calorie challenge years ago, which I will never do again and didn't enjoy. Don't watch the video. I was literally like, I don't know, a shy human. But then I understand people that like to count calories, and it is obviously a much clearer way of tracking progress. And if you have a specific goal, then maybe it is the best way to do it for you. But personally, I never really wanted that sort of strictness to fitness, because I think it would have ruined the experience for me and ruined, you know, especially at the beginning when it was becoming a part of my life. I wasn't always motivated, it wasn't a massive habit, and I was trying to make it a habit. I think if I made it really strict with my calories as well, I probably would have just given up. Because the thing is with fitness, I think you do need to take things a little bit slowly and not go in fully hard with, all right, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna cut out this, and this, and I don't think you should cut out anything fully. It's important to have a bit of everything. Yeah, if you go in and you're like, I'm gonna just eat kale, I mean, I would never recommend that, but you know, I'm just saying for example, and I'm gonna exercise 7 days a week and like you've never been to the gym before, it's just not gonna be sustainable and you're gonna just start to hate it really quickly. I think it's so important at the beginning to just ease yourself in, and you know, if you want to start a healthy lifestyle and a healthier diet to what you maybe already are eating, I think, you know, go in slowly. Start by focusing on maybe your dinner and making your dinner, you know, veggies, protein, carbs, have a bit of everything on your plate. Do not be afraid of carbs either, because carbs are not the enemy, carbs are the best. I literally love pasta so much, and I have carbs with every meal, so don't be afraid of carbs. That's a really weird myth that I feel like came about a few years ago, and some people still think there is, you know, there is like diets like the keto diet where you don't eat carbs, but personally for me, I'm just not into dieting. I think it's so important to fuel your body with everything, and you're not fully cutting a food group out. This is just my personal opinion. I know some people do certain diets and it works for them, but my personal opinion is, and I personally think that to really give yourself health, you should be having bits of everything. It's just all about, you know, the amount of each thing you're having. And even with chocolate, I eat chocolate every day, but I don't eat like 5 chocolate big bars, because that wouldn't be very healthy. But it's the same if you had 5 bags of kale in the day. That wouldn't be very good either, because it's just too much of one thing. I've gone off track and I'm out of focus. Let's move along. I hope that was answered, but it is possible to progress without counting calories. I just think you need to be mindful about what you're putting on your plate, having a bit of everything. I think that's what I was trying to say. You always have such a flat tummy. What's your advice to keep the bloating off? I don't always have a flat tummy, especially by after dinner. I don't have a flat tummy. And it depends on, you know, what I eat. There are certain things I know that I eat that kind of make me bloated, like red onion, for some reason, just makes me bloat. I don't know if there's a way of keeping bloating off, other than, you know, figuring out what foods it is that make you bloat, but I think it's a very common thing with women to bloat. And I don't know if it's to do with our hormones or not, but it's just very normal. I feel like when I drink more water though, that I bloat a little bit less. It's all about, you know, learning about your body and listening to it. When it comes to exercising and when it comes to eating, it's just learning about it and being aware of what's going on with what. How do you create your curves? So, I wanted to talk about this because before I weightlifted, my body was very kind of straight down. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it was very straight down, and I didn't really have like big hips and a waist or anything like that. I don't really think I do now either. But building your glutes and your quads and your upper body really does help create that illusion that you are more curvy. You know, when you build out your lats and you build up your shoulders, I feel like lots of women are afraid to do upper body, but it is so important to do, one, because you don't want, you know, a part of your body to be really muscular, because then you'll form muscular imbalances if you're not training everything a little bit. The great thing about, you know, building out your back and your shoulders, like, I'm not talking massively if you don't want to massively grow your muscles, but just building them out a little bit does help create the illusion that you are curvier. And building out your quads, I found it took me a very long time to build out my quads. They were a very stubborn muscle for me. And your glutes just creates the illusion that you're more curvy. So weightlifting is just fab, because you can just, you know, play around and transform your body. I mean, as I do say now, it's not really my main drive anymore with fitness and exercising. I mainly find exercise helps me mentally now. I don't really have massive sort of physical goals anymore, and I do think people sometimes forget how great exercising is for your mental health, as well as making your body look a certain way. It obviously can help you with transforming your body as well. So yeah, best exercises to lose muffin top. So I wanted to answer this because by muffin top, I think she means lower belly. There isn't exercises that will lose your lower belly. And I feel like this is probably the most asked question when it comes to women and exercising. So losing your lower belly, for one, let me just say, it's completely natural for women to have a little bit more on their lower belly, and that's usually where women store their fat. It's just the natural way of life, because that area is where you grow your baby, if you're gonna grow a baby. There's no exercise because it's all about, you know, losing body fat. But again, you can't target losing fat in certain areas of your body. It's just an overall thing. So it's a tough one. You can't spot reduce fat, so it's just through, you know, burning fat in general. It may be like the last area if it's stubborn for you. But don't worry too much, because I feel like when it comes to abs and having, you know, a six-pack and being really toned on your tummy all the time, it is very difficult to maintain, because unless you're kind of competing as a bodybuilder, it really doesn't kind of matter that much to be, you know, completely ripped all the time. And then you can kind of get obsessed with keeping it. When you gain more fat on your belly, then you can find it really difficult. And I don't know personally, but I've heard that, for instance, women who bodybuild and do competitions, there's a difficult spiral afterwards mentally of kind of hitting your peak body look, and then afterwards, you know, you always want to kind of be there, or not you always want to be there, but you always compare yourself to that time. So I think over the years I've really learned that don't worry too much about always having a six-pack and always being ripped. You know, it is completely dependent on genetics how easy it might be to even have that six-pack. Some women naturally have, you know, don't store much fat there, and they have a very toned core. Yeah, I just wouldn't worry too much about that. I know it's hard, and I know, you know, it can be quite an insecurity for a lot of people, but it's so normal. What do you do / how do you motivate yourself if you're just not feeling it that day? I feel like a lot of people look to other people for motivation, when really at the end of the day, the only person that is going to get yourself up out of bed or off the sofa and into the gym or into your little home workout is you. Literally no one else can make you do that except you. So I think the minute you stop fully depending on looking for it elsewhere for the help, and realizing that really it is you and how great you're gonna feel after that workout, even if it's just a short one, how great you will feel and how you will never ever regret that workout. And even if it's not the greatest workout, and do you know what, usually I find when I do a workout when I'm not really feeling it though is when I have the best ones. So yeah, only you can really get yourself out of bed, but just remember how amazing you will feel after you've done it. And also just to say as well, if there is a day where you literally can't do it and, you know, you're not feeling strong enough, that's okay too. It is literally okay to not work out sometimes. And I think that's another very common thing, is people saying they feel guilty if they miss a workout. Do not feel guilty. In the grand scheme of things, it's not gonna affect your progress. I always find when I'm not really feeling it, my favorite thing to do is like a little circuit. I find circuits the most fun and quick. So if you're like, can't be arsed, little circuit, you'll just feel great. And the endorphins after you work out always make you feel amazing. And I always think, after I've done my workout, it just clears my mind and sets me off for such a great day. That's why I like doing it in the morning. There was some questions about whether I prefer working out in the morning or the evening and what's better. There's no better. Obviously for some people, the evening is the only time they can do, or they just prefer that, and they might, like Niall likes to work out later in the day, and I love working out first thing because I find that it just lifts my spirits for the rest of the day. But then for some people, they don't have the energy until later in the day, whereas I, by the evening, I'm asleep on the sofa watching Disney. So yeah, that's why I like working out in the morning. The only person that can get you to the gym is you, so do it for me right now. Get up and go if you're not feeling it, and trust me, you will feel great afterwards. You're not gonna regret it. Top tips for falling back in love with fitness. That's an interesting one. So I find that sometimes you do just need some time off. You know, if you're getting to a point where you're just really not enjoying it, have a week off. It's absolutely fine to do that, and it's so important to rest your body. That is something else I would say. For instance, you know, you don't want to be doing lower body 2 days in a row. You want at least one rest day in between. I have to have more because the inner parts of my legs are just like, no hun, we can't even go for a wee right now. We can't flip and go for a squat. Definitely rest. If you are feeling like you don't love it anymore and you're burnt out, you just need a rest, and you just need some time to miss it. I know it sounds weird, but it's like a relationship in a way. Your relationship with fitness is so important, and if you need a break from it, then you take a week off. It will not affect you in the long run at all. It will only help you because your body will grow in that time. It probably is just tired and exhausted, and if you haven't rested much, then you're gonna just plateau. So definitely rest, and then ease yourself back in. Try something different. If you've been doing similar workouts for, I don't know, months and months, then if you've been doing weight training and you've been doing set after set, try and do a circuit. I love circuits. I find so much, like, even when I'm on holiday and I'm like, oh, kind of want to work out, kind of not, and then I do a little like 10-minute circuit, that's all. I just feel great, and I actually really enjoy them while I do it. Just blast your favorite song on and just get it done. You'll feel great. How has your fitness goals changed when you first started to now? So, as I said earlier, when I first started the gym, and if you watch my fitness journey video, you'll know this, I just was mainly interested in making my body look a certain way and growing my bum. That's what I wanted to do. It is just part of my life now. Fitness will probably always, until I'm a granny, well, I probably can't do it, but my mum is really into fitness, but in a different way now she's older, so she's not a weightlifter. But I always find it funny when I think of myself as a weightlifter, because I'm not a weightlifter, but I lift weights. But she does classes now, and she plays squash, and she does yoga, and just being active is the most important thing. And I feel like I will always be active because it's just made me so much better as a person, and so much more disciplined in all areas of my life. So much happier as a person, so much more confident because I look after myself. It's so important to look after yourself, love yourself, and work on yourself. Take time by yourself to just be with yourself when you work out. Put your headphones in and do your thing. It's so beneficial to you in so many ways, not just physically and how you look. It's so beneficial to your mindset and how productive you are, because I feel like it helps productivity, and just achieving things every day will just make you feel great and accomplished. And I just think fitness is so great for so many things, and not just growing your bum. But if that is your goal, then that's fine. You do that. Do you. That's what's the most important thing, is just doing you. Do what makes you happy. But I feel like for it to be a long-term lifestyle thing, it's not going to be for everyone. Although I feel like, you know, you definitely can be active in some way, even if it's not through like the gym and exercising, because I'm not saying it's going to be for everyone. But being active, I think, is just so beneficial for you in so many ways. Yeah, in the way that my fitness goals have changed now, I just love the feeling after a workout. So, and as I said, lifting my day every morning with it. And also, it's so sociable if you find like somewhere where there's a community. So it might be through an app, or it might be through something like my live workouts, or it might be through just Instagram and, you know, getting to know other people who are into fitness. it's such a sociable thing now because it's such a big thing in the world fitness. So it's just great. I think it's so great, and it brings so many people together. It makes people happy, it makes people strong, and it makes them feel powerful, and it makes them, I don't know, just be great. Those are my goals now. I am the most tangented person that tangents have ever seen. How often do you eat cheat food? That's interesting because I actually don't have cheat days. I did used to at the beginning when I thought that that was the way you had to do things. This is the thing, I feel like as you sort of progress along your fitness journey, whatever sort of stage you're at, as I said, you will try different things out and you'll work things out for yourself. So don't worry too much. That's what I'm mainly getting from these questions, is people being really worried about every aspect of everything. Food, fitness, exercise. Am I doing this, and right? Is this wrong? You'll be okay. You will be absolutely fine. And obviously if you have questions, that's great. And you can definitely look to people online who are into fitness for help, but don't worry too much. For some people, cheat days work. For me, they didn't work very well because I found that I was sort of waiting for that day. It didn't really work for me, and my body felt really sort of exhausted then the next day. So I just don't think that's a very good way of doing it, of like withholding yourself all week and then waiting for that big day of cheating, which also I don't think is a very good way of looking at food. Like cheating, you're not cheating, you're just having food. And there's no like wrong foods as well, which I think some people should realize. It's not like a food that you shouldn't have. It's just all about having things in, what's the word? Having things in. Some people I think still do it, but it just didn't work for me. So I just have bits and bobs where I want, and I just, yeah. If I have a takeaway, then I have a takeaway. If I have 3 takeaways in that week, then I have 3 takeaways. Just listen to your body, and if you feel like you want something, don't restrain yourself too much. Okay, there's a couple of exercise ones I'm just gonna answer. How many times a week do you train lower bod? I train lower bod twice a week. One of them is a more general lower body day, so I'll do more sort of compounds with squatting, etc. And then the second day is more glute focused, so I'll put in exercises that isolate my glutes, but I'll also do some compound moves like sumo squats. Sumo squats I find target the glutes better than normal squats, so I'll do them on the lower body day. And hip thrusts. Hip thrusts are the best for the glutes, I personally think, and I feel like loads of people think that, so definitely get some hip thrusts in. But yeah, that's how I do it. I used to do 3 a week, but I train less than I used to. I used to train 6 days a week, rest one day, but now I train 5 days a week and rest twice. The other thing is my favorite glute exercises, so I'm gonna quickly show you because I haven't done much of that, and I was planning on showing you loads of exercises. Hang on, let me get my Reebok box because I can kind of show you on that. Although I would suggest something a little bit higher than this to get more range of motion, but it'll do for now. So you want to have your, I mean this is very low, but you want to have your Basil, don't get in bed with blue bell or I turn my back. You want to have your back on the bench, pop your weight on. You can often do this with a band. I find if I do it with a band, I'll widen my stance so that I'm pushing against it. It'll target the side glutes a little bit more. And you just thrust up, squeeze the glutes. The most important thing with growing your glutes, one is activation. So before you even go into the session, doing some moves that will just literally isolate the glutes. So I do things like, I've shown lots of this, so I'm not going to do too much, but I do things like kickbacks with a band are great. I also do some just bridges on the floor, just squeezing, and I like doing things like side to side squat walks, hitsy lunges I find are really good for the side of the bum. There's so many, but that's one thing I'd say is the main thing to growing glutes. And the other thing is mind to muscle connection. So when you're doing the hip thrusts, you really want to, as you thrust up, think about, squeeze the bum, but also think about the bum muscles squeezing in your mind while you're squeezing them, because you really need to think about the muscle for it to grow. I know it sounds really weird, but it's so important. But yeah, hip thrust is my favourite glute exercise. Another one I really love is sumo stance bridges. So a wide stance with the feet, with the toes slightly pointed out, and then just thrusting up and squeezing, so you're just back flat on the floor for this one. It's not that different to a hip thrust, but the range of motion is a little bit less. I love a curtsy, as I just showed you. I also love a sumo squat, as I showed you earlier. So a wide stance, feet pointed out, squat down and back up and squeeze. I think at one point people said squatting was the best thing to grow your bum, but it's not. Squats are great, but they are a compound lift, so they will hit a lot of your lower body at once. And if you're not glute dominant, so if your glutes don't naturally kind of awaken as you exercise, because they won't for everyone. Everyone sort of has a more dominant part to their legs. Mine, I think, is my glutes, which I'm quite fortunate for because I was trying to grow them. But as I said, my quads took so long to grow and I wanted to have bigger quads and bigger legs. It took me years and years because they just were quite stubborn. So often people do have stubborn glutes, and that's where you do need to do the activating, and you really do need to think about the contraction and the squeeze, or you know, the motion when you're doing the exercises for the glutes. Another really good tip is pushing up through your heels in a lot of movements rather than, you know, the front part of your foot. That will target your glutes a little bit more, especially in sumo squats. Okay, I'm gonna do one more question. I'm gonna take you up to the house and show you a couple of my favorite snacks. I don't really know what I've got in at the moment, to be honest. We need to do our weekly food shop, so bear with. There might not be that much there to show you, but we'll go up. Look at the dogs. Looks like there's 2 Basils. Oh, they are the cutest thing. They are definitely gonna follow me now though. Okay, let's go up, get the slippers on, turn it into a vlog now, aren't we? Are you coming, you too, or what? To be fair, Basil wouldn't even notice me go, but Bluebell will definitely follow. Okay, right, I'll see you up there, hang on. Here they come, can you see them? Oh, Bluey, you've got a little limp at the moment, don't you, bub? Come on, let's go show them our snacks. What snacks do we have in? I'm not really sure. Although I feel like we definitely do have. Yes, we do. So we have some naked bars. These are my favourites, blueberry ones. Love them. And also the chocolate orange. This is the Aldi version, but you can get these in the naked version. They're just really nice fruit and nut bars, but they taste quite chocolatey. These ones do. Love them. All these are also good as well. Brownies, and they taste lovely if you microwave them. They're all melty and lovely. And what else do I like? And I'll have things like watermelon in the fridge. Love a bit of watermelon. I had a big pack of strawberries. I finished them yesterday. Got some shriveled up grapes in there. But then also absolutely love these. Anyone else? That's a naan bread, by the way, rising, which now is gonna cook. Love these. And what else do I love? I love a Kit Kat. I've only got one left, but I love a Kit Kat. And I love a cookie, not gonna lie, but that's basically all we've got in at the moment. I'm not really into savoury snacks, actually, looking at those snacks. I'm a sweet kind of gal, but I do love a pork pie, but that's I wouldn't suggest. I just love them in the summer for a picnic. But anyway, I think that is quite a lot of questions answered. I hope that there was something here that was helpful. Let me know if you enjoyed this kind of video, because maybe I'll do more if you do. But I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one very soon. See you soon.